isn't any longer just looking for shipwrecks from the medieval period or even from the 20th century or 19th century, but are looking at the flooded continental shelves. And it's starting. This work should have been happening for decades. It's just beginning. I think that's going to reveal a great deal. And I know it's going to reveal a great deal because I found a great deal. But I want to add that the Amazon rainforest and the Sahara Desert.
What the fuck did I just do?
And we can't claim that there was no lost civilization of the Ice Age, while there's so much of the world we never looked at all.
Especially the Sahara Desert, right? Because there could be thousands of pyramids just covered in mountains of sand right now.
They really could.
We are finding a lot in the Amazon.
Yes. The LiDAR and the Amazon. The LiDAR work in the Amazon is fascinating.
Okay,
I hope to be back in the Amazon within the next few months.
Okay, I want to, while we're talking about Amazon, ayahuasca.
Yes.
Psychedelics. I mean,
yes.
What did I just do, man? What the fuck am I doing?
These myths in ancient civilization and potentially using the knowledge or experience gained from these psychedelic drugs to maybe build these huge megalithic structures.
Yeah.
How big a role do you think psychedelics have played in prehistory?
Well, it's one of the reasons why we should never look for ourselves in the past, because we've had the horrific, vicious, evil thing called the war on drugs for the past 50 plus years, which is gradually going away, thank God. You know, but we're a culture that's hated psychedelics since the time of Richard Nixon, and we kind of just assume that every culture in antiquity also hated psychedelics. No, they didn't. They were deeply involved with psychedelics, whether you're talking about the Eleusinian mysteries in ancient Greece.
What's that?
It was a temple, the Temple of Eleusis. It stands just outside of Athens in Greece, what's left of it. They served up a potion to all the initiates. And the initiates included Sophocles, Pindar, Plato himself. All the great minds of ancient world went to Eleusis. They were given this brew, which is called the kykeon. Then they went down into these deep chambers underneath the Temple of Eleusis, and then they had extraordinary experiences, which gave them revelations about the nature of reality. They ceased to fear death. They knew that they knew that death was not the end. They had no fear of death anymore after they'd had this experience. Sounds a lot like a psychedelic experience.
Oh, looks like I made a comeback here.
The work that's been done on that brew. And that brew was made, we're told it was made from barley, mint, and water.
Okay, so takes in,
which is an LSD-like fungus, which is soluble in water. There are ergots that are very dangerous, but there are ergot. Ergot is the class of fungus to which this belongs.
Okay.
And some of them are extremely dangerous. But this one is soluble in water, is not dangerous, and is basically LSD. They were drinking LSD in the Temple of Eleusis, and they were having revelations about the meaning of life, and they were creating great philosophy and brilliant ideas at the time. It's of course massively connected to this surge of intellectual activity in ancient Greece. But ayahuasca,
or even before we get to ayahuasca, what were we discussing earlier? Is the pineal gland that you see represented in like that's the pine cone I saw in the Vatican. There's
one at the Vatican. They're pictured in many of the Mesopotamian reliefs that show the seven sages. They're holding a pine cone to somebody's head. You know.
Yeah.
There's a suggestion that the pineal gland, it has been suggested that the pineal gland secretes dimethyltryptamine. DMT. I think that the more recent work on that suggests it probably doesn't, but that it's a locus for endogenous. All of us have DMT in our bodies. We're all illegal here.
We're all carriers.
We're all carriers. It's a natural brain hormone.
Yeah.
The exact question of where in the body it's generated, some people think it might be the lungs these days. Wherever it is, it's there, and the pineal is associated with it in a number of ways, and it's associated. The pineal is the third eye. It was an eye. The pineal was an eye. It still is in some amphibians.
That's why it's called the third.
It has a lens, a cornea, and a retina.
We just evolved that.
Yeah, it's gone deeper into the brain. It's no longer light sensitive, but it's still arguably the third eye. So the connection of the pineal and DMT is not absolutely clear, but there is likely some connection.
Okay, so the idea of us looking for ourselves in the past, we're looking at how people build the pyramids, and we're going, well, we have these cranes. Where are your cranes?
Where are your cranes? Yeah.
Instead of looking for the things that we are not utilizing, that they may utilize, which are psychedelic drugs, and maybe that gave them access to. It's stupid to use the word powers.
Nice.
Dismisses everything, but it maybe
Nice.
some sort of like other.
All right.